Hi Alex, I am a loyal Patreon supporter. My question is this. I dated a guy casually for 6 months. We were intimate and he expressed feelings for me. He then became distant and I later found out he's still messing around with his ex or even may still be with her. Look, first of all, that's a humongous red flag, and this is why I say it's a red flag. Yesterday I had like 5 sessions with clients, with different clients. And you know what's crazy? Consistently, a lot of these exes that people have, they're friends. A lot of people stay friends with their ex, and they think it's a mature thing. And I say to them, and I tell that to my clients, anytime you're dating someone that they're friends with their ex, I will be very careful not to date them. And this is why. Dating them comes at a cost. And that cost is your self-esteem. You're never gonna fully be relaxed. You're never gonna fully trust them if you know that they're still friends with their ex. How could you trust someone that has that? And I've had clients that I've been coaching for years. And because of that, I tend to see feedback about what works and what doesn't. And consistently, I'm not even kidding with you, consistently, people who stay friends with their ex, they end up cheating on you with the friend that with their ex.
In the realm of love, trust takes its hold, a foundation sturdy, more precious than gold. For without trust, even the brightest flame cannot withstand the winds that threaten its name. In every relationship, it is the key, unlocking hearts, setting souls free. It weaves its threads, a tapestry divine, building a bond that can truly shine. Trust is the bridge that connects two hearts, a sanctuary where vulnerability imparts. It's the belief in honesty, unwavering and true, knowing that your love will always come through. No matter how sweet the laughter may be or how strong the love for all to see, without trust, it crumbles like a fragile glass, leaving behind echoes of a love that didn't last. For trust is the anchor that keeps us grounded in a world where uncertainties are compounded. It's the compass guiding us through stormy seas, assuring us that we'll weather any unease. With trust, we find solace in each other's embrace, knowing our secrets will be held in safe space. It fosters communication, open and clear, nurturing a love that conquers every fear. So let us treasure trust with all our might in every moment in the darkest night. For with its presence, love can truly grow and create a bond that forever shall glow. In the delicate dance of hearts entwined, trust becomes the light that helps us find a love so deep, so pure, and so real, a love built on trust, an unbreakable seal.
And some studies have shown that people usually cheat with their exes. And especially if they're friends with their exes, especially if they follow each other on social media to keep up with each other. People, always be wary of anybody who still hasn't broken up with the past. Because if they still prioritize the past, they can't fully prioritize you. That's a battle that you cannot win. And the problem is that a lot of you guys are fighting battles you can't win. So you got to learn to choose your battles carefully. It's not just about getting any guy to prioritize you. It's about, if you want to win a war, you got to make sure that the war that you're engaging in, that you have the advantage. And I cannot advise you to pursue someone, to try to get somebody to prioritize you when they're still stuck on the past.
We all have limitations. Our energies and skills will take us only so far. Danger comes from trying to surpass our limits. Seduced by some glittering prize into overextending ourselves, we end up exhausted and vulnerable. You must know your limits and pick your battles carefully. Consider the hidden costs of a war. Time lost.
And the hidden cost of this is the fact that you might be losing self-esteem. You might be wasting your time. You might be falling in love even further with a man who doesn't prioritize you because he prioritizes the past more.
Political goodwill squandered, an embittered enemy bent on revenge. Sometimes it is better to wait, to undermine your enemies covertly rather than hitting them straight on. If battle cannot be avoided, get them to fight on your terms. Aim at their weaknesses, make the war expensive for them and cheap for you. Fighting with perfect economy, you can outlast even the most powerful foe. What most often weighs you down and brings you misery is the past, in the form of unnecessary attachments, repetitions of tired formulas, and the memory of old victories and defeats.
And that means that, for example, this is for the guy. Unnecessary attachment, being in love with his ex. What does he say?
Repetitions of tired formulas and the memory of old victories.
And the memory of old victory, the memory of being with that woman. Have you ever been in love with someone and you're with somebody new, but you keep thinking of them? That's not a good feeling. And this is what could potentially happen to people who are with people who haven't let go of the past.
And defeats. You must consciously wage war against the past and force yourself to react to the present moment. Be ruthless on yourself. Do not repeat the same tired methods. Sometimes you must force yourself to strike out in new directions, even if they involve risk.
So that's why anytime I hear that their boyfriend or girlfriend is friends with their ex, with all of my heart, I tell them, do not continue this interaction. Do not continue this. I always tell them to walk away and find somebody else. Because staying friends with your ex is never a good idea. Staying friends with your ex is very selfish for your partner. Because you're always gonna have your partner feel insecure at the fact that you and that guy or you and that girl are so cool with each other. I haven't seen him in 4 months. However, he still casually initiates contact with me. Wait, you haven't seen him in 4 months, people? Sometimes I read these questions and I listen to them again to see if I missed anything. But you haven't seen him in 4 months? Okay, look. The problem here is not that he stopped prioritizing you. The problem here is that you're with someone who could do or not, who could be happy with or without you. And you sense that. And when you stay with someone who doesn't treat you right, your self-esteem suffers. And when your self-esteem suffers, what's obvious to everyone is not obvious to you. You get blinded by love. You get blinded through your own denial.
The allure of the unattainable. People are often drawn to those who are mysterious or hard to obtain, as it creates a sense of challenge or excitement. This can lead to romanticizing the person and overlooking potential red flags or signs of disinterest. Additionally, some individuals may have a tendency to idealize their partners, projecting their own desires and fantasies onto them. This idealization can create a distorted perception of the relationship, blinding them to the lack of reciprocation. The fear of rejection or abandonment may also play a role. When someone doesn't prioritize them, it triggers a fear of losing that person, which can intensify their desire to chase harder in an attempt to gain their affection and validation. Furthermore, psychological research suggests that intermittent reinforcement can strengthen the bond between individuals. In situations where affection or attention from the unresponsive partner is sporadic, it creates a cycle of hope and disappointment. This intermittent reward system can create an addictive pattern where the individual becomes more invested in seeking validation and affirmation from the uninterested partner.
So you're saying, so he then became distant, and I later find out he's staying friends with the ex. Okay, so you're dating someone, and it's a casual relationship, right? And he's been distant, and usually it's because he's friends with his ex. Okay, just recently, he set up a date with me, told me he can't wait to see me. He misses me, and that's why it's been way too long. I know that he's been with his ex and may even still be with her. However, he doesn't know that I know. Should I tell him that I found out? Should I give him an ultimatum that if he wants to date me, he can't be with her? Should I try hurting him? I don't know what to do. Thank you. Okay, should I try hurting him? It's funny how that's an option. Okay, so let me tell you where you made a few mistakes, right? One, when a man prioritizes you and he really loves you, he is not going to date you casually for 6 months. Let's just keep it out there. He's not going to do that. Because when you value a woman, when you value anybody, you're not going to risk leaving this person in the open market, because that's pretty much what that means when you date somebody casually. They're not in a hurry. If you date someone, it's just a casual dating. What usually happens when you date somebody casually, the way that you become their priority is that over time, within 1, 2, or 3 months, you start to notice that their behavior changes. There is nothing, it's like me telling a dog, hey, it's like a dog asking me, hey, dude, how do I make my master prioritize me? I just tell the dog, just be a dog. Just be yourself. If your master does not prioritize you, it just means he's not meant to have a pet. It's a horrible example, right? Because I don't want to call you guys pets, but it's the same logic. Where if after 6 months you're not his priority, you're not going to be his priority, because what he seems to prioritize is his ex.
In the realm of love, a poem shall weave to shed light on the choices we perceive. For a man who truly loves with his heart won't tread casually, keeping love apart. He won't let time slip by for half a year. His love will manifest crystal clear. No casual dates, no games to play. He'll cherish and prioritize you every day. For a man who loves, he'll treat you right, with tenderness, respect, and pure delight. He'll listen to your thoughts, your hopes, your fears, and wipe away every trace of your tears. A man who's still entangled with his past will find his love for you cannot last. He won't linger in the shadows of an ex, but choose to be with you, no more complex. Within 3 months, he'll show commitment true, leaving behind what no longer serves, it's true. He won't disappear or cause you pain. His presence beside you shall firmly remain. For love shouldn't falter or fade away. It should blossom and grow stronger each day. So hold your worth. Don't settle for less, for true love brings joy, not distress. Remember, dear soul, you deserve the best. A love that endures stands the ultimate test. A man who truly loves will be steadfast and true, bringing happiness and a future bright for you.
It's very difficult to date someone when they're still talking to their ex or they're still not over their ex, because you don't have power over the past. The past has more power than you do. An ex-girlfriend who hurt the guy that you're seeing has more control over him than you do, has more influence and more, and he thinks about her a lot more than he thinks about you. That's just how things are. Whenever you get that hint from people, don't take that as a challenge. Don't roll your sleeves up, unroll those sleeves and walk out that door. Now, how do you're asking me, should I tell him that I found out? Well, first of all, you guys are not in a relationship. That's the issue with being dating somebody who's casual and you want them to prioritize you, is that you can't call them out on it. There's no commitment.
In the depths of darkness where hurt resides, let me craft a poem to soothe those tides. For those with wounded hearts and fragile esteem, know that love's light can make your spirit gleam. When a man truly loves, he'll prioritize, with unwavering devotion, no compromise. No need to prove your worth or beg for his gaze, for in his eyes you'll forever be ablaze. He'll see the beauty within, radiant and pure. No doubts or insecurities shall endure. In his embrace you'll find solace and peace, a love that uplifts, granting sweet release. You won't have to strive or pretend to be someone else, someone different, just to see, for he'll cherish you wholly, flaws and all, embracing your essence, standing tall. His actions will speak louder than any word, affirming your value like melodies heard. He'll create a space where you can freely shine, a love that uplifts, a love so divine. So, dear soul, let not your heart despair, for love awaits, ready to heal and repair. Your worth is inherent, never to be denied, a lovable spirit, forever glorified.
Should I give him an ultimatum if he wants to date me, that he can't be with her? No. What you gotta do, when you're dating somebody casually and you want them to prioritize you, you have to test. Right now, what more does he need to know about you to like you? What more? He knows you for 6 months. So what you gotta do is just pull away. If he likes you, if there's a seed of love within him, because I think love is a seed. It's either there or not. If there's a seed of love in him, you're gonna activate that seed and he's gonna start chasing and prioritizing you. That's how that's gonna work. There's no magic bullet. I'm not Black Jesus. I can't create a spell. There's no backflip, front flip, or somersaults that you could do to literally change his heart for you. But what you could do is revive or like initiate what's already there, because sometimes when you're a pushover, sometimes when you're dating somebody casually and you're afraid to lose them, you will send signals of weakness and neediness, and that will make the guy not prioritize you. It's all unconscious. You're not even aware of how you're sending it, but most likely you are. That's just human nature.
Love, like a seed, possesses an inherent quality that is either present or absent. Psychologically and neurologically, the potential for love stems from a complex interplay of factors within an individual's mind and brain. Deep-rooted in our evolutionary history, the capacity to form emotional connections and attachments is deeply ingrained within us. From a psychological standpoint, love involves a unique combination of emotions, desires, and cognitive processes. It encompasses feelings of attraction, affection, and attachment towards another person. These emotions can be influenced by various psychological factors, including past experiences, attachment styles, and personal values. The brain's reward system, which involves the release of neurotransmitters like dopamine, plays a crucial role in reinforcing positive emotions associated with love. Neurologically, love operates through a network of interconnected brain regions. The amygdala, responsible for processing emotions, plays a vital role in evaluating the potential for love. The prefrontal cortex, involved in decision-making and social cognition, helps us assess compatibility and make judgments about romantic partners. Additionally, the release of oxytocin, often referred to as the love hormone, promotes bonding, trust, and attachment. It is important to note that love cannot be forced or manufactured. Despite our desires, we cannot compel someone to feel a certain way about us. The potential for love between two individuals depends on a mutual alignment of emotions, desires, and compatibility. While individuals can foster the conditions for love to grow through nurturing relationships, open communication, and shared experiences, the seed of love must already exist in both parties for it to flourish. In essence, love is a multifaceted phenomenon that operates at the intersection of psychology and neurology. It is a delicate dance between two individuals, with the potential for love dependent on a combination of innate predispositions, past experiences, and shared connections. Just as a seed requires the right conditions to sprout and grow, love requires a foundation of compatibility, mutual attraction, and emotional resonance to blossom into something beautiful.
So there's no ultimatum. If you want him to prioritize you, it's not about making him prioritize you. It's about you leaving and seeing whether or not that hurts him. Like, you remember in the video that I made yesterday? If you're able to inflict pain through you leaving him, you're gonna be at the forefront of his mind. Pain, like I said yesterday, the potential of you hurting him is what prioritizes him. You don't prioritize, a lot of guys especially, don't prioritize a physical symptom of a disease unless it starts hurting a lot. And pain is what wakes guys up to take action. And we're not talking about pain of you being psychopathic and mean and evil. This pain comes naturally because I am telling you to not stay with someone who you prioritize more than they prioritize you. Leave. And if they love you, they will experience pain. And that pain is going to drive them towards you. Should I try hurting him? Look, you don't even need to try. If he doesn't love you, you can't hurt him. If he doesn't prioritize you, or if he doesn't have that potential for love within him, you can't hurt him. You really can't. You can't hurt somebody who has no potential for love. But you could definitely hurt somebody who has some potential for love. So how could you hurt him? You just leave. I'm not kidding with you. Your absence should do all the dirty work for you. But I'm going to be honest with you. It may not work. Because from what you told me, he left for a few months and disappeared on you. And so if he's willing to do that, it just means he doesn't like you. And the problem is this, baby. Look, man, first time, oh my God, I caught her, baby. Look, the fact that you don't maybe you recognize it. Maybe you do know he's acting wrong. But this is hurting your self-esteem and you don't even know it. You're not recognizing that this man doesn't love you. And most likely it hurts, but it might put you in a state of denial. I don't want you to do that, man. You know, I know you're listening to this, and I know it may not be what you wanted to hear, you know, but I don't want to lie to you. I care for my clients. I really do. My clients are like my family. I treat them with the same love that I treat my family. In fact, I might even treat them with more love, to be honest with you. Oh my God! We just saw something crazy. He might have some family issues. Shut up, Melissa. Leave my personal life alone, man. But it's just that you deserve better than this, man, and you're settling. You deserve so much more. You could find a guy that would treat you the way you believe you deserve to be treated. You just cannot tolerate this. That's all. Walk away. Take the risk. Learn from this lesson so that in the next time you meet someone, you don't allow somebody to treat you this way, because the level of love that you have for yourself depends on what you're willing to tolerate from people. And if you tolerate a lot of bullshit, then you got to learn to develop a meditation practice, honestly. A meditation practice will raise your emotional immune system. It will allow you to stand up for yourself. And if you want to learn how to do that, you could order my course, Emotional Mastery. Since you're working with me, just let me know. I'll send you 50% off coupon code. But generally speaking, learning to control your emotions, learning to have a semblance of the ability to control it will fix so much of your dating life. You have no idea, because most of the mistakes that we make is not really because you don't know what to do, because I teach you everything you need. It's just that you don't feel like doing it. It comes down to controlling your emotions, my love.
You don't have to tell them, oh, I prefer to date Tyrone, or I prefer to date a big black guy. You don't have to tell them none of that kind of stuff. Just your absence is enough to make his imagination run wild. And that's what you should rely on. I don't know what to do. That's what you got to do. And my lovely Patreon member, thank you very much for being a Patreon member. And if you guys ever want to become Patreon members, click in the description down below. But what I don't want you to do is to give him ultimatums. Don't do that. He's not dumb. He knows. If he loves you and you leave, he's going to do all the work. You have to trust that, because it's your insecurity that's going to cause you to do more than what you have to do in this situation, So please pull away. Seems like you like him. Pull away. I want you to almost be a little bit pessimistic of this working out, because sometimes what ends up happening a lot with a lot of my clients is that when they go into a situation without expectations, a lot of the times it ends up working in their favor. Maybe it's the law of attraction, the way that nature works, and that's what I would do if I was you. If he doesn't prioritize you, inflict pain. And how do you inflict pain? You just leave. And if he loves you, he'll feel the pain. If he doesn't care about you, he won't feel the pain. And that should be your cue to keep moving forward. All right? All right. Thank you for listening to the Pillow Talk Hours, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just letting you guys know we just released our course, the Charisma Blueprint. It's a course on how to develop charisma, how to convey charisma, how to be more charismatic, and we teach it in two different ways. We teach you charisma through superficial forms of charisma.
And those superficial forms of charisma is pretty much what you see when you see a woman who has a certain look, or when you see a man and they remind you of a certain celebrity and you end up falling for them. Like for me as a guy, there's different forms of charisma that are archetypes. And me, when I see a woman who has more of the masculine edge, that creates a charisma. It gives her traits. Like when I see a woman having like she's feminine, but there's masculine ways of her dressing, it gives her traits that are not from her. For example, if you see a nice girl, but she has like a masculine way of dressing, that's gonna give her an aura of charisma where it's gonna communicate that she has some inner strength to her. She is self-assured. She's very opinionated. She has confidence. The way that she dresses creates an aura of almost like presumption of like a halo effect, right? You create a halo effect, and the halo effect is a form of charisma. So that's the outer form of charisma that it's in that course.
Which anybody could do that, right? And this is perfect for people who are not close to you, right? And then we have the inner forms of charisma, which is a type of charisma that radiates from within. It's not fake, and anybody can attain this type of charisma. And this type of charisma works best when you actually know the person one-on-one. So if you guys want to check that out, click pre-order the course right now by clicking on the description down below where it says pre-order Charisma, and I'll see you guys inside, okay?